inside the grand hall of the Hyde Pack nobles and elites gathered. As one without a wolf spirit, I could only shrink into the corner. Even when a waiter spilled red wine on me, no one spared me a glance. My only hope was Braydon, my guardian since childhood, who had told me just last week that it didn't matter, I had no wolf. But in the next second, Braydon stood at the center, his voice booming through the hall tonight. I announced my future Luna Katherine Parrish, my mate. He took Katherine's hand, she who came from a powerful family with a strong wolf spirit, deliberately avoiding my gaze as he accepted the cheers of the entire pack. Thunderous applause slapped me across the face like a blow. This was no forced marriage. He had erased me from his life with his own 2 hands. I broke down and fled, hiding in the library to sob uncontrollably. Tears are useless, a low voice sounded. I looked up, terrified, out of my wits. It was Dallas, the legendary brutal, bloodthirsty Alpha King. He stood tall and beast-like, his dark eyes unfathomable, his pressure pinning me in place. From outside came Braydon's voice announcing his engagement. My chest ached so badly, I nearly collapsed. Dallas reached out and caught me. The moment our skin touched, a violent current shot through me. His pupils constricted and he let out a beastly growl. This was the mate bond. I screamed in despair, "Take me away." He warmed coldly, "Follow me and you will never return. You will fall into darkness." I gritted my teeth. Good, I've had enough of the light. In the car, I downed the whiskey, turned to Dallas and blurted, "Marry me." His knuckles whitened around the steering wheel. "You're drunk." I'm desperate, I said, eyes red. I have no wolf, no family. Braydon will cast me out by dawn. I need protection, and you need me too. At his penthouse, Dallas laid out a contract, a marriage bond. I will give you my name, resources, and protection. In return, everything you are belongs to me. I didn't read the fine print. I grabbed the pen and signed, Adela Everett. The world spun after I signed. In my last moment of consciousness, I fell into his hard embrace and felt his cool, soft lips press gently against my forehead. I woke to the scent of cedar and thunder. Beneath me was not the shabby little bed of the Hyde Pack, but dull, luxurious master bedroom, cold and aggressively dominant. I was wearing his black t-shirt. Memories of last night crashed over me being publicly abandoned by Braydon, running into the Alpha King, my reckless proposal, signing the contract. I own everything you are. His words felt like chains, squeezing the air from my lungs. On the nightstand lay new clothes, an unlimited black card, and a note, Northern business, do not leave the city. Next to it, a velvet box held a platinum wedding band. It fit perfectly, yet weighed heavier than any shackle. My phone vibrated. A message from one of Dahl's subordinates. The legal documents were official. I was now the primary beneficiary of the Marshall family, under the protection of the Blackwood Pack. I had traded everything for safety and locked myself inside the Alpha King's cage. Then my phone exploded. 52 missed calls from Braydon blared on the screen. Staring at his once sweet profile picture, I only felt revulsion. He had destroyed me, chosen another, and still dared to call nonstop. Fuming, I ended the call and blocked him. This time, I would no longer be his pet, to be summoned and dismissed at will. But all control went far beyond my imagination. I changed into the expensive outfit he had prepared and headed to school. No sooner had I reached the library than Azalea, his adopted daughter, blocked my way. The money my dad just transferred to you could buy an entire island. I panicked and lied that it was payment for translation work. She eyed me suspiciously, leaned closer, and sniffed. Her expression twisted strangely. Before I could explain, she dragged me to the parking lot. I froze. Among a crowd of beat-up cars, a gunmetal gray Aston Martin stood out brutally. My dad said, "Your old car was an insult to road safety," Azalea said, twirling the keys with a sly smile. "Get in, Mrs. Marshall." The title made my head spin. To her, it was a joke. To me, it was the cruel reality I had signed away. I gripped the steering wheel tightly. The wedding band on my finger bit into my skin, ice cold. It was a sharp reminder this trade, this deal for my freedom, had only just begun. I sat in the Aston Martin Dallas had given me. The cabin was filled with his unique scent of cedar and thunder, a constant reminder that I was his possession. As soon as I connected my phone, Braydon's message blared on the screen. "Stop playing games. Come home. You belong here." The sickening sense of possession churned my stomach. Azalea scoffed immediately, as a total control freak. I cut off all contact. The car I was driving now was worth more than his entire fortune. He no longer had any right to control me. But when I arrived at the cafe, a bolt from the blue struck me down. Braydon's new lover, Katherine, had publicly humiliated me on the Pack's platform, cleaning house, getting rid of those parasites with no wolf spirit. Every word was aimed directly at me. The comments below were full of mockery and agreement, and I burned with shame. In the next second, Azalea sent a wolf skull emoji in Wolf Society. This was no joke. It was a death threat. As the Alpha King's adopted daughter, one word from her could destroy Katherine completely. I had just breathed a sigh of relief when Azalea suddenly stared at my neck. I hurried to cover it, but she grabbed my hand. Her pupils constricted, her voice cold and certain. That's not an injury. That's a mate mark, a possession mark from a top-tier alpha. I panicked to the point of suffocation. The bite mark Dallas had left last night was impossible to hide. I scrambled to lie, but she saw through me instantly. This scent is pure power. It's definitely not Braydon. Cornered, I could only mumble that I was with a powerful older man. Azalea miscannably thought I'd found a wealthy sugar daddy and clapped in delight. That's the best revenge you could get on that bastard. I had barely escaped when Azalea's phone exploded. The caller was none other than the Alpha King, Dallas himself. Her face turned pale after the call. She grabbed me and said, "My father ordered it. We're going to the downtown flagship store right now to prepare for tonight's banquet." I froze my hands and feet, turning ice cold. The translation job had all been a lie. Dallas was going to bring me out in front of everyone. He was going to expose me, his contract wife.